This will always be a huge concern of mine, finding a way to address this topic within my storytelling. It's about setting up rules for the current world or universe that I am writing about, that I am using as a foundation for that particular story. On one hand, it helps me with my lack of knowledge or facts that I am missing from our real world, but on the other hand, it forces me to stick to those rules. It binds me to follow my own canon that I've set up, otherwise, it would make it meaningless. I also need to always think about the continuity and the interactions the rules will have with each other. Can't be just these individual islands, these threads that just aimlessly go their separate ways. They need to react and influence the world collectively, and the characters within the world, the protagonist namely, who might at some point create their own rules, still need to adhere to this one big principle, and that is for me to make it make sense. Which honestly is the highest hurdle that I'll have to somehow overcome. The more complex the set of rules will be, the harder it will be for my mind and writing abilities to keep up, to ensure that everything flows in a way that won't disrupt me when I'm reading the story, that I won't just change anything on the fly just because my imagination cannot keep up, just because I can't formulate a plot that wouldn't require some drastic alterations to what I have been using as a guideline prior to that particular instance, and it will all culminate in this great battle of wits between my nonsensical idea that the protagonist should not be completely bound by me as the writer, but also that me as the reader will not enjoy a world that is completely undefined, unconstrained, where everything can happen however the story feels fit, and it will most likely result in a huge mess. So I will definitely keep things under control, at least in the earlier stages of my writing. Start small over a shorter periods of time. Maybe the protagonist breaks the rules versus me creating the rules for the world itself as the writer could be the difference between what the other characters believed to be the truths of their world and how the protagonist disregards those misconceptions. And then on top of that, my imaginary rebellion of the protagonist fighting over the control of his story against me would somehow also happen for sure. But nevertheless, it's going to be extremely difficult, but also something that I really don't want to abandon because I feel that it is important. Basically, setting up a big playground and then allowing the characters to build their own sandcastles is the idea, but the execution of that I will leave to the future Neanderthal alongside with, well, wishing him good luck. Anyway, real stories, Jaroslav Foglar, the Rapid Arrows, and after the previous visit by the mysterious Nightshade, the Rapid Arrows are keen on continuing the questioning of Velda Drapšík, when Yarka asks him where he was the previous night, he dismisses him. Then during the class, he's called in front of the blackboard, but he's unprepared. Even the professor is reprimanding him to focus more on school and studying. Apparently, he's been seen smoking as well, and every Tuesday he's supposedly disappearing to somewhere within the city, so they decide to follow him. And when they do so, extremely secretive, they arrive at a part of a town that almost resembles the Shades. He is looking around, at least slightly aware of his surroundings, so that forces the Rapideros to hide quickly at one point, otherwise they would risk being discovered by this boy. But all ends well, and then there are witnesses to this previously exemplary boy meeting with a rather unsavory group of boys who question the greenhorn if he had finished his acceptance task. He then says out loud that he was the one who destroyed the club room, and that the second time the Rapidero scared him away. But that is apparently enough for one of the other boys, and that supposedly made him worthy of joining their group just in time before he becomes an unseparable of this bad batch. Yarka shouts at him from the street above, reminding the boy of his honor and good reputation. Then they run around and meet him face to face, questioning if destroying other people's work was the only way he could find to prove his courage, questioning the integrity of the other boys who tasked him with doing so. He tries to explain himself that he felt lonely and no one was doing anything interesting, namely within the class. Well, Mirek offers a solution that a club called the Unwavering Hearts is looking for another member, and the Rapideros will vouch for Vilda to join them. This obviously does not sit well with the other boys who are asking Vilda to make the decision to either join the cowards or be a part of their tough club. Well, he makes the decision, and in the last panel, he's seen helping with the building, trying to repair the damage that he'd caused before. Apparently, the Unwavering Hearts already accepted him, and thus the Rapideros managed to save another young boy from the clutches of the unworthy. And he wants to show them his gratitude not just with words but with actions as well. So he invites them to his home for a feast, a celebration, not like the one the Brotherhood prepared, but a proper one with cake and tea. Speedy obviously more interested in the former. He shows them around the building where there is a carpenter who usually gives him some leftovers to create whatever he wants with for various projects. Within is a small boy, a son of the joiner. They have a short conversation with him and then they continue towards their objective, which is Wilda's apartment on the third floor. While the young boy has a great idea that he will boil the glue for his father when he comes back, a well meant wish of a small child to assist his parent with their work. In the apartment, Vilda is showing the Rapideros his books collection and the view they have from their windows, while Speedy is taste testing the cake. Back in the carpentry, the young boy is outside of the door, looking at the floor that is full of flames, exclaiming that he had made many little flamesies. They notice a smell of smoke and even the air seems to be slightly grayish. They notice by looking outside and downwards from the windows that the carpentry is in flames. And when Mirek runs outside of the apartment, he finds out that there is some furniture on the stairs as well and that it's already in flames. So their path to safety is blocked. So next time I'm going to go over more incoherent ideas that I have about storytelling and then how the rapid arrows are going to deal with this disaster. But this is it for today's video, and I'm going to continue on in the next one.